Reddit stock is absolutely flying right now. After a huge move in the after-hour session Thursday, nearly $20 added to the share price, it's continuing to push upward in the Friday pre-market. Traders are piling in, momentum is building, and the big question now is whether this is the start of something major or just a sugar rush off the back of a great earnings report. Either way, there's a lot to unpack. So, let's dive into what's actually happening with Reddit. It all starts with their latest earnings release, Q2 results that absolutely blew the doors off expectations. The company reported earnings per share of 45 cents. Now that might not sound massive at face value, but when you compare it to the consensus forecast of just 19 cents per share, it's more than double what Wall Street was anticipating. That kind of beat gets attention fast. But that's not all, they also delivered a major revenue surprise, pulling in $500 million for the quarter. That's a year-over-year increase of 78%. Again, just for perspective, most analysts were looking for something in the range of $426 million. So Reddit didn't just edge past estimates, they crushed them. Now, whenever you see a stock explode this quickly, it's important to understand whether this is a one-off event or the beginning of a narrative shift. And Reddit is giving bulls plenty of reasons to believe it might be the latter. First of all, let's look at user growth. Daily active users are up 21% year-over-year, hitting over 110 million people. That's a really healthy number. But what's more interesting is where that growth is coming from. International users grew by 32%, and that's crucial because it shows Reddit is expanding beyond its core US audience. It's becoming more global, more scalable, and more valuable as a result. Another major factor behind this rally is what Reddit's doing with artificial intelligence. They've been rolling out a feature called Reddit Answers, which uses AI to generate summarized responses based on the highest quality comments in threads. It's a tool that sits somewhere between a search engine and a chatbot, and usage has exploded. Just last quarter, they had about 1 million weekly users. Now, they're reporting 6 million weekly users. That's a 6x jump in a single quarter. It's a sign that Reddit is finding new ways to extract value from its content, and the market is taking notice. And that leads us into the ad business. Reddit's advertising revenue grew 84% year-over-year. That's no typo, 84%. In a landscape where other social platforms like Meta and Snap are growing ad revenue more slowly, this kind of acceleration is eye-catching. What's working for Reddit here is the combination of better ad tech and improved targeting thanks to AI. Advertisers are finding that Reddit communities deliver strong engagement, and Reddit is getting better at monetizing that. Now let's talk about forward guidance. It wasn't just the numbers from last quarter that impressed investors, it's what Reddit is projecting for the current quarter. Management guided for Q3 revenue in the range of $535 to $545 million. That's significantly above the consensus expectation, which was around $473 million. When a company blows out the quarter and then tells you the next one's going to be even better, you get reactions like what we're seeing in the stock right now. It creates a sense of momentum, and traders love that. It's also worth pointing out that Reddit is still relatively early in its life as a public company. This is only its second full quarterly report since going public in March, and this kind of performance is going to change the way institutional investors view the company. It's not just a quirky social media play anymore, it's a potential growth machine, especially if it can continue to scale its AI products and global reach. Now, as for the stock price movement specifically, Thursday's after-hour session saw the stock jump by almost $20, which is a massive move for a single session. But what's even more impressive is that the stock is holding those gains and continuing to climb in pre-market trading on Friday. That's what traders refer to as follow-through, and it's a sign that this rally might have legs. If this was just a short covering pop or a quick reaction to a headline, we'd likely see a fade in the pre-market. But that's not happening. Instead, buyers are stepping in again ahead of the open, and that's the kind of price action that can lead to a full-blown breakout. That said, we should also keep an eye on a few risks. For one, when a stock moves this far this fast, it often triggers profit-taking. There are always traders who bought in before earnings who will want to lock in their gains. So don't be surprised if you see some volatility early in the session as the market digests the move. Volume will be key. If we see a high volume open and the stock holds above the after-hours highs, that's a bullish signal. But if it starts to break down quickly and can't find support, it might suggest the move was overcooked. There's also the broader market to consider. Tech stocks have been on a bit of a roller coaster lately, and sentiment can shift quickly. If there's any negative macro news or hawkish signals from the Fed, it could put pressure on even strong individual names like Reddit. But all else being equal, the fundamentals here are telling a very bullish story. Another angle to watch is whether Reddit gets added to major stock indices. Some analysts believe that with its growing market cap and strong trading volume, Reddit could be a candidate for inclusion in the Russell or even the S&P 500 down the line. That would be a game changer in terms of attracting passive investment capital. Funds that track these indices would be required to buy in, and that kind of forced demand can provide a strong floor under the stock. In summary, Reddit is having a breakout moment. It crushed earnings, guided above expectations, showed explosive growth in both users and revenue, and is leveraging AI in ways that could fundamentally change its value proposition. The market is responding accordingly, with a huge jump in the share price after hours and continued strength in the pre-market. Momentum traders are loving it, long-term investors are re-evaluating their models, and Reddit is rapidly transforming from a quirky internet forum into a serious player in the tech growth space. If you're watching the stock at the open, keep an eye on how it handles the first 15 to 30 minutes of trading. That's when the market tends to sort out whether a move like this is going to stick or retrace. But right now, all signs are pointing toward Reddit being one of the hottest names heading into the Friday session. It's not often you see a company beat on every key metric, raise guidance, and fire on all cylinders with this kind of precision. So the question is, will Reddit sustain this move and build a new base at higher levels? Or is this a classic buy the rumor, sell the news event? We'll find out soon enough. But for now, Reddit has officially entered the spotlight, and it's shining pretty bright.